chiseled rather, for quite some time yesterday, and made some decent progress, but also realized that I was probably a little bit too conservative when I was routing it out, and didn't get quite close enough to the edge, so left myself a bit too much material to carve out. So what I'm going to try to do carefully is use this bit. Can you see that, John? Pointy bit. To see if I can get a little bit closer to the edge. That blade, because of its shape, will kind of naturally leave the bevel where I want it to. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take chalk and I'm going to mark out all of the high spots that I want to cut out. I'll try to get a pick of that so you have a better idea, and then we're going to try to hog some of that material out and leave ourselves a little bit less work to clean up with the chisel. We're still not going to take it all the way to the edge. Again, the router's a little bit too touchy of a creature to really do any sort of fine work, absent me building a proper jig, which, let's face it, I'm not qualified to do. So we're going to mark out our high spots and then do our best. Let me see if I can get a shot of that. So yeah, you get the idea. I don't know how much of this you can see, but my shaft lock knob is broken, so this does not work super well. Now I've fiddled with my knob enough to unlock the shaft. Hopefully I can get some stuff done now. All right. Oh, great. So that immediately failed, primarily because in order for me to get a level balance, I need this surface, this edge surface, to be making contact all the way across. Otherwise, if this edge gets into the fuller and it dips down, let's see. So if this edge is in the fuller and it dips down on one side, we're digging in deeper than we need to be. All right. Well, that worked pretty well. So let's see if I can get any shots of that. Anyway, so you can see, got fairly close to the edge again. I'm really reluctant to get too close. Maybe a little too reluctant. But now what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to put the flat router bit on there, route out a lot of this chungus in the middle, and then I'll have to come back and clean everything up properly with a chisel. But I think it's working all right. One step at a time. All right, so put our flat bit on there. We got it adjusted for height. Yeah. So we're going to try to cut out some of that other material. Do that on both sides. I did notice as I was flipping this over, the other reason that you put a fuller in a blade, especially one this big, is for weight savings. Makes a huge difference. Anyway, that works pretty well. We still have a fair bit of cleanup to do, but as you can see, there's a whole lot less stuff in the middle of the blade. That is your fuller. Yay! You can see I overcut at least a couple places because I'm impatient and foolish, but I think we can clean it up. So I'm going to chisel for like a day and a half, and yeah. We have chiseled out the remainder of this fuller. As you can see, I still screwed up a few places. Yeah, but it's mostly ready for me to come in with this little block. See how I kind of made it beveled at the edge as well, so I can put this piece of sandpaper on here and go in and hopefully clean some of that up, make it look half decent. And then I'll flip it around to the other side, excuse me, where I made fewer mistakes. That will probably be the display side. And do the same thing. So I'll film myself sanding for a few minutes because apparently you people like that kind of thing. Yeah. All right. All right, well, not to like toot my own horn too much, but that's actually working pretty well. 3 hours later. Well, I didn't know you were suddenly watching me. All right, well, it's working pretty well. I know I still overcut in places, and I can't really sand that out too easily. We'll see. Maybe someday I can manage to fix that, but it's working pretty well. So I'm going to keep that up, and I'm going to listen to I'm going to listen to music that is not royalty free. So I'm going to turn off my camera and do that while I do some sanding. We'll be back. And really, I should be wearing a mask, and my ears and my eyes right now and being a bad influence. Do as I say, not as I do. Ears, eyes, and mask. But I will say, the handle feels much better now. Let's see if we can get kind of a get a little bit of a shot of the whole thing. I don't know if I can right now. Oh yeah, mostly sort of. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, you can see the fuller there pretty well. You can see some of the imperfections in the fuller there pretty well. But it's still pretty dope. And honestly, it feels really good. I don't know if it'll end up being strong enough for me to do Guts' exercises in the end, go out in the yard and swing it 1,000 times and, kick up little mini tornadoes because I'm so beast ass and strong. I don't know if the sword would be strong enough for that. I know I am certainly not, but I don't know. On to the next thing. I hated that. That was terrible. I'm gonna have to sand these flat because that sucked. Is it still better than trying to match up the actual bird's mouth right there? Maybe. Who knows? I'm displeased, but we'll see. I don't know. There's a part in every project where you kind of start to hate it. If you're painting or if you're drawing, there's always that part like in the middle of the polish where it starts to just drive you crazy and it looks gross and you just hate it. This is that part in this project for me, or at least so it seems. And if you push through that, it always ends up being way more badass than you think. It's always actually better than you think it is when you're struggling with it. But man, right now motivation is low. Eyes and ears, kids. Hey all, just a reminder that when this episode goes live, this sword is going to be listed on eBay for auction, so go put a bid on it if you want it. So, what we have to do first and foremost is we have to glue these two pieces onto here. Well, let's see. Let me see if I can... Yeah. That'll probably be that for today. I will go wash all the sawdust off myself and spend some time with my spawnling. All right. All right. Well, Woodworking 101, just clamp the bejesus out of it. I don't know what I'm talking about. I will say that having clamp on the bottom, clamp on top, you get the cross clamping pressure because one is trying to pull it kind of this way, the other two are pulling it that way, and then I'm trying to use these aluminum braces as levels, so I've clamped it to those as best as I can to try to equalize everything else. And yeah, we'll come back tomorrow and see how much I hate it. Bye for now. Eyes and ears, friends, or you oe, mon ami. I think. I don't actually speak French, but I remember a little bit of things from many years ago. Anyway, eyes and ears, we're gonna make some cuts. now you can see a little bit more of the profile that we're looking for. Looking pretty dope. Check out that hilt action pommel over yonder. No, huh? Looking sweet. Woo! I mean, I'm not saying Gordo would be proud. He would likely be appalled, also because he's a blacksmith who really likes sparks. I mean, I did almost start a fire, though, so maybe he would. Guts would be ambivalent because he can't kill anything with a, well, he could kill anything with a wooden sword. But it wouldn't be the same. It's no dragonslayer. Maybe layer. Bigger piece of wood. Arguably, actually, an easier build. Anyway, next time. Take meow with meow and do one of, here, can you see that? Yeah, that's the stuff. You're gonna use your fingers. Oh, yeah. Spread it around there. Oh, I hate myself for doing this weird ASMR. I don't know how disappointed you are in me right now, but it's probably not quite as disappointed as I am in me right now. I feel like there should be like a blinking disclaimer at the beginning of this video stating that I am not a real woodworker, and if you are, watching this video is probably going to give you PTSD, which is a poor joke, making light of PTSD, which is a very serious condition. But yeah, if you think I suck and all of this is giving you anxiety, it's probably an appropriate reaction. Comment down below, because I don't think it matters if you say anything good or bad. I think the more comments on the video, the more that I could possibly be paid someday, assuming that more than like my 12 closest friends that I can force to watch this actually ever see this. So yeah, that's where we're at. We got all that glued up, and now it has to dry. So there is nothing else I can do for drink meine Schwarze Schwarze Tint Collab Stout, ja. Das ist gut, go Broncos. Und I will see you on the morrow. In the Morgen. Or the Nacht. More likely than not, it'll probably be a couple days from now, my time, because I have a busy schedule of life and taking care of my spawnling. So, until next time, friends. What's up, y'all? It's a new day, and yeah, I kind of look like crap, right? Well, but you know, you're probably not wearing pants, so I'll give you a little bit of an update where we're at. So we were able to do a little bit of the sanding on the hilt, kind of trying to make this plane come together. Got a little bit of the bottom plane coming together. We got a lot of the pommel coming together pretty nicely. Of course, that's like the easiest part to sand. Cleaned up the area where the blade meets the hilt a little bit. Probably do a little bit more of that still. But essentially, we just got a fair bit more sanding to do. The question is, can I use this guy, Yon fixed belt sander, made by Delta? To kind of get into some of those nooks and crannies, use the bracer bar behind it. Can you see? No, you can't see anything. Use the bracer bar behind it to help me get a couple flat surfaces in some of those tight corners. Woodworkers everywhere, like, this is, I'm sure, just the cringiest thing ever. Taking all these shortcuts and being just a total bum about it. But I don't know, I got a day job and I'm just trying to make some stuff, so cool your jets, alright? So, got these with a little ball head so that you can approach the hole from different angles. Made by Snap-on, purchased once upon a time when I did auto body work. Shout out to Snap-on, sponsor me. I love your gear. Is that what she said? There you have it. One rivet. Bloop, 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 blop, blip, 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 bloop, 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 blop. So we're going to start with our 3/4, and we're just going to be careful. Alright, so the time has come. We are going to glue in all of our fake rivets. Yeah, essentially the only thing that we want to do is make sure we're kind of careful about how we glue it up. Don't use too much glue. We don't want it coming out of the seams. Cleaning up around a circular object is a lot more of a pain in the ass than cleaning up straight edges. So with this bigger, deeper one, we can put a little bit more glue on than otherwise. Let's start with that guy. This one's a nice, tight fit. Use our dead blow. Put that one down in there. There you go. And we're off. Alright, that's one side. We will be clamping everything together because, I mean, why else would you watch a woodworking show on YouTube? If you can call it that. It's probably a little too generous to myself. But there's... Oh! I do have enough clamps. It's gonna be tight getting them all on there. Big middle ones I'm actually not that worried about because I kind of had to get those fit in tightly anyway. But there you go. Everything is all clamped up. The blade is floating delightfully. We're gonna let that dry up. Alright, well, the mighty YouTube algorithm has decided that it's best for me to upload these videos, or this build, into multiple videos. That is the preference of the algorithm. Love you, Michael Cthulhu. Watch that channel. If you haven't already, Michael Cthulhu, killing it. He's made this out of steel, did a great job. Plus he's Irish, which I can't really do an Irish accent. This is like some weird Scotch-Irish bastardization. But he's actually Irish. And he lives out on the east coast somewhere on an island named after a lady I don't remember. But yeah, check out Michael Cthulhu. He is one of the people who helped me recognize the algorithm. So yeah, this will be broken into multiple videos. Love it if you'd watch all 3 of them. I'll try to put links to them in the corners of the video box creature, or in the description more than likely, because that's probably easier. Maybe I'll create a playlist. I don't know how any of that works yet. But, yeah. Thanks, y'all. You watch video, now you give me money. Patreon, Etsy, you buy things. I take money.